viewers, welcome to another episode of In a Week. I'm your host Suhaim. This is a first episode of the series called 90s in Karachi, and I wanted to reflect on all the nostalgia that I have with me about my growing up in Karachi during the 90s, and it is going to be about the weekends, how the weekends were during the 90s in Karachi. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Now I can tell you that growing up in Karachi during the 90s, I had the opportunity to experience two different kind of weekends. Yes, two different kind of weekends. So from the 1990s up until 1996, the weekend used to start from Friday. So all of my friends and me would make plans to visit each other on Thursday. So Thursday afternoon, when we were finished from school, before we were picked up by our buses that would drop us off to our homes, we would make plans with each other. And a very good friend of mine who I would visit on every Thursday, because Friday was off, and Friday was not really a day to visit anybody, because it would be the day, first of all, to go to Friday prayers, which in a Muslim country, in Pakistan, people were observing. So Friday prayers were the highlight of the Friday, therefore Friday was off. So the plans to meet each other would be to meet on Thursday. So Thursday evening, I would confirm with my parents, my friend would confirm with his parents, and then we would call each other to say to each other that yes, the program is 100% confirmed. And that wouldn't be on the cell phone because there were none. It would be on a rotary phone that we would dial to each other, and then we would say, yes, my parent confirmed, we are going to see each other today. Either he would come to my place or I would go and visit him to his place. And I would stay there from 6 p.m. up until 9 p.m. So 3 hours. And my father would drop me, and I would have a very, I have fun and fond memories of that time. So the weekends would start from 1990s to 1996 on Friday, but it changed. And from 1996, and I remember, if I am not wrong, if someone wants to correct me, please put it in the comment section, that during the 1996, I think it was sometime in the middle of 1996, that the government of Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif decided that they're going to change the weekend, and they're going to align the weekend in Pakistan with more international way, which is Saturday and Sunday instead of Friday and Saturday. So it was a shock, a lot of people were upset because it was going to change the way they planned things out, and they were used to all their lives. But then all of a sudden, when that happened, it was a strange thing to go to school on a Friday and have Sunday off, because we used to go to school on a Sunday. So Sunday would be now off, and Friday would be declared as half day for colleges, schools, as well as government offices. So we were kind of excited, and especially me. I was excited because I looked at it from, we have more time off, because Friday was half day. So we would finish school at 12 p.m. rather than 1:30, and we would arrive home a little early. So it was more time at home, as opposed to when we had only Friday and Saturday off, and now we had like a little more time to ourselves. But all as a whole in the picture, I don't think it didn't change and matter to us as much as maybe to the adults. But as a kid growing up, I remember that all of a sudden that the weekend changed, and now instead of me planning with my friends to meet them on a Thursday, we would plan for Friday, because Friday after the prayers, it would be okay, so what day would be the best? Would it be Friday? Would it be Saturday? And then it was concluded that Friday would still be a good day, because after the prayer everybody is basically free. So in the evening around 6 p.m. till 9 p.m. I would go and visit my friend, because it was one thing that was constant on every weekend, and it was a Tariq Aziz show because it used to be telecasted on a Saturday. This is a Tariq Aziz in Pakistan who was the host of a very famous TV show called Nilam Ghar, which is basically, if you translate it into English, called The Auction House. It was very crazy because there was no auction going on during the show. It was more like a Jeopardy, and later on whoever won, they were given prizes. But it was one of the most watched shows in Pakistan, and I remember that I never was interested in it, but I do remember, I have very clear recollection that my aunt who was older, my grandmother, like all the older generation, especially the ladies, they were very interested in watching this show. And if I am not wrong, it used to be telecasted from 7 p.m. up until 9 p.m. So it was a 2-hour show. If I'm not wrong, I could be wrong about this, but I'm thinking that yes, it was a 2-hour show, and it would be telecasted every Saturday non-stop. I recently learned that Tariq Aziz passed away in 2020, but he was one of the biggest personalities, and he was there. His presence on the stage was very prominent. You could tell from his voice, from his demeanor. There was a newspaper called The Young World, which was part of Dawn newspaper, and Dawn is one of the oldest papers in Pakistan, which was distributed, and it's in English. So The Young World was always released on Thursday, when the weekend was on Friday and Saturday. So on Thursday, with Dawn newspaper, there would be one additional newspaper for kids, and that was to cover all the topics that were related to kids. It would talk about everything from the latest movies, the cartoons, or different essays written by kids, write articles about almost any topic that the kids would be interested in. There would be drawing competitions and stuff. It was very important, at least for me, to get a copy of that on a Thursday. The halwa puri started to become a thing on a Sunday, and people would line up. They would line up even prior to 7 a.m. we would see. So it was a thing, if you need to get halwa puri, it used to be early in the morning. Now personally for me, I never cared for halwa. I actually like the potatoes and the chana more than the halwa, and those were the two things that I was more interested in to eat with the puri rather than the halwa. I never had a very good sweet taste. A lot of people, like my father, other people, my sister, my uncles, and my cousins would be very interested in eating the halwa. I wasn't really a big fan of halwa. I was more interested in getting the potatoes, the spicy potatoes that used to make with the puri, as well as the spicy chana that they used to make. So that's another memory that I have, lining up early in the morning on a Sunday to get a halwa puri. More potato and chana for me than halwa. Now, I'm not sure how many things I have left out, because this is all based on my memory. But these are some of the things that I remembered, and I wanted to put them in a video for the viewers to look at and to enjoy. And for me personally, if you guys want to share your memory, you're from Karachi or from any other part of the world, that you want to share how 90s were for you growing up, where you grew up, please put those details in the comment section. If you like the content, please subscribe, like the video, and comment below. Help the channel grow. Thank you for watching in a week.